Come on in, guys. Come on in. Impromptu live review. The plan was to upload a vlog of NXT Takeover WarGames, which is still happening. I'll get to that as soon as I finish with this live broadcast, where I come up here, talk about everything involving NXT Takeover WarGames live here in Houston. And man, you'll have to excuse me, worn out. Oh my gosh, just so much excitement. So much to get off my chest. Guys, I'm pretty sure you all love the show and you were watching it on the network or whatever resource you use to watch the show. I saw the show live. So take what you got from the show and multiply it by 10. It was that much better being there live. As you guys know, your boy Alyx, man, has always been an advocate for NXT. I always feel like, especially for the NXT TakeOver shows, they deliver. NXT has yet to disappoint me in terms of pay-per-views, in terms of live events. And I just knew NXT TakeOver WarGames was going to be part of the course. Not only was this show amazing, the expectations I had for it, they surpassed it. The expectations I had for NXT TakeOver WarGames, I knew this show was going to be good. This show was better than what I thought it was going to be. And I was there live. Amazing show. By far, if I had to estimate what NXT TakeOver show was the best one this year, I would have to say it's this one. NXT TakeOver WarGames stole the year. I think it is the best takeover this year. Hell, it might just be the best takeover since our evolution, and some might say it's better than our evolution. I would have to go back and see. I mean, live chat, those of you joining me here in the live chat right now, thank you for joining me. What do you think? People watching this video after the fact, what do you think? Is this the best takeover? Is this the best show NXT has produced, period? Because if it is, if NXT TakeOver managed to surpass the expectations that we set for it and even outdid themselves, that just goes to show you who really should be running WWE. Because Triple H, he constantly outdoes himself. He continues to outdo himself. I think, yeah, this might be the best takeover. I would have to go back and see because we had a lot of good takeovers this year. I thought Chicago was amazing. I thought, oh my God, Dallas was amazing. Our Evolution was amazing. It has to rank up there as one of the best ones. There was so much craziness going on with this show. I'll have to talk about each match to give you my thoughts on it, but let's just get into it. First off, this is your boy Alyx, man, and we are, I don't think I can do it. I'm too worn out. Let me see if I can. Live! There it is. Okay, NXT TakeOver review. WarGames review. Let's talk about the show as it is. And again, I'll be able to do more or show more with my blog coming up after this. I'll get right to that after this live review, by the way. The show itself, like in terms of the crowd, the stage setup, the 2 rings, the cage, to me, although it wasn't sold out, and yes, the pictures you saw were very accurate. There was like a fourth of the arena tarped off. They didn't sell out, sadly. And this is one of those cases where I feel like the fans who missed out the fans who didn't buy tickets, you should be kicking yourself. You should be regretting not coming to the show live, because the ones that did come, we loved it. And I think from now on, we should never, ever, you should never, ever miss an NXT TakeOver special. Never. Never miss it. And man, I would never miss any more TakeOver specials. Not after this one. This show told me once and for all that NXT just can't get it wrong. NXT is like the MCU, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They just can't have bad movies. NXT just can't have NXT TakeOver specials. They can't have bad ones. They can't have bad shows. So I will never miss another one. But other than the crowd being a fourth gone, the 3/4 that were there were loud. They were energetic. They were into mostly everything that they got. And most of them agreed. And I was talking to the people sitting next to me. They all agreed. Survivor Series, even with the card it has some big shoes to fill. Good luck beating this show. I don't know. Survivor Series, you might deliver. In terms of if I'm going or not, I still don't know, but we'll see. The show looked good. There were a couple of glitches in terms of camera angles. There were some promo segments with William Regal and Adam Cole, and then even Roderick Strong and the Authors of Pain that I couldn't hear. The audio was gone. All I heard was music playing over it. So I don't know what they said. I don't know how that came across on the network, on TV. Hopefully y'all heard what they said, but we didn't hear anything. Yeah, some technical issues. There were parts where we had wrestlers wrestling in this ring, and the camera angle would switch to this ring and show nothing. And that got kind of annoying. We had that happen in a couple of matches. That happened in the WarGames match and also Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black. But it didn't hurt the show because I was there live. So I don't know how it hurt you and your enjoyment of the show. Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked that this didn't sell out. You would think WarGames would be the drawing point of the show to really get people to buy tickets. Guess not. That's interesting. Okay. With that said, let's get into this spectacular show. Just a quick note of the two matches that are going to premiere this upcoming NXT on Wednesday. Ruby Riott and Sonya Deville. Also Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano. Both of them good matches. Matter of fact, I'll even say Gargano and Pete Dunne was a great match. Here's the thing. I still argue Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano should have been on the show. Honestly, they should have saved Sullivan and Ono for Wednesday. I feel like if they would have had Gargano and Pete Dunne on the show in place of Sullivan and Ono, I would have easily called this the best NXT TakeOver, period. I still might call it that, but I'm certain if Gargano and Pete Dunne would have had their match on this show, I would have easily said, yeah, this is the best TakeOver they've done. It would have made it undisputable. It would have made this so undisputedly the best show that anybody could have argued this is the best one. But we didn't get that. But go out of your way to see those two matches. See Ruby Riott and Sonya Deville. I almost forgot her name again. And then Gargano and Dunne. And those of you asking me, yes, I was there. I was there live. In case you guys didn't know, I did buy my ticket and I went there. I will have a vlog ready for you. But let's go ahead and get into the actual show. So the first match on NXT TakeOver was, as I said, Kassius Ohno, Chris Hero, taking on Lars Sullivan. I really dug Lars Sullivan's entrance. I love how he walked onto the stage and then you saw half of his body red as his music played. And then as he walked down the ramp, it's just this big fireball spotlight on him. Makes him seem like a dragon, like a monster that's coming to just destroy everybody. And I got that vibe from him, and I liked it. And he maintained that vibe throughout the match. And oh no, beat the hell out of him. He beat the crap out of Sullivan. I'll be real with you, though. This match, it didn't live up to the standard of NXT TakeOver in terms of the quality of matches we're used to getting. It was still a solid match. But the weakest match on the show? Absolutely. It's definitely the weakest match. I personally still feel, and I'll keep saying it, this should have been Gargano and Dunn. It really should have been. Because then it would have been undisputed best NXT TakeOver show. But what do I know? Yeah, it definitely was a great match to behold, Gargano and Dunn. And this match was just solid. It did its job. Sullivan beats Ono. I don't know what this means for Ono. I'm hearing rumors he could be called up. I don't know if he will be called up. He might still stay down on NXT just to do some things. But yeah, man, let's see what they do with Sullivan. I don't know if he'll go far. Clearly, they want to make him, or are making him, the NXT's version of Brock Lesnar. So this is NXT Brock Lesnar, which is funny because Dillian, that's his name. Is it Dillian Miley, or it's Miley, I think, right? Well, whatever the real name is for freaking Lars Sullivan, he trained Brock Lesnar. I think it's Miley. I think I said it right. Live chat, help me out. I think I said his name right. Yeah, okay. Thanks for that. So, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with Sullivan. Let's get to this match. I think everybody was hyped about this next match more than any other match. Of course, WarGames, but more than any other match on the show. This had the best build. This had the best story going for it. But I don't think people were expecting it to be this amazing. I think we all knew it would be good. But that's it. Just good. We had no idea this would be a breakout performance for Patrick Clark, a.k.a. the Velveteen Dream. But let's talk about it. Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream. Aleister's entrance. His entrance is a lot more awesome in person. And it's one of those things where the cameras, they do a good job of making it look cool. But this is one of those cases where, like The Undertaker, the entrance is a lot more engrossing, a lot more cooler when you're seeing it live. Because when Aleister Black's, that coffin, whatever he calls that, when that thing comes up from the stage and it lifts him up, it looks so freaking cool and so eerie at the same time. It's hard to describe. I actually loved it. But then, what I also loved, surprisingly, was, I was going to say Patrick Clark. Let's call him what he is. Velveteen Dream's entrance. Now, that was awesome, too. There was something about the way he came out and the way he strutted, the way he carries himself. He really does remind me of Prince. It's fresh. It's new. We may have seen iterations of it. We may have seen certain people do that flamboyant gimmick. I can go back to Ravishing Rick Rude, or many other people. I can talk about Rico, you name it. We've seen the flamboyant entrance before. There's something about the way Velveteen Dream does it that just is captivating. I've never seen a wrestler this appealing. And little did I know, I did not expect him to get as over as he did. As the match was going on, Velveteen Dream became more and more and more and more and more and more popular, to the point where everybody was chanting, "Say his name. Say his name. Say his name." I cannot believe how over he got. Velveteen Dream is a made man. He became a star tonight. The breakout star of the night. He stole the show. His mannerisms, the way he carried himself, his performance, the storytelling with Aleister Black, the moments, the awesome moments they had. Well, Velveteen Dream was mimicking Aleister, and then Aleister started mimicking Dream. And then they were having some really good back and forth action too. Some really cool spots. There was this really awesome spot where, what was it? It's like this variation of Bray Wyatt's finisher, the Sister Abigail. It's like a flatliner. But instead of doing a flatliner, he does a DDT. He pulls him forward and then pulls him back into a spinning DDT, and it looked like he killed him. And then that elbow drop is a thing of beauty, by the way. There was also a spot where it looked like he was going to jump over the top rope, and then he faked it and then rolled back into the ring to do his pose. It was wonderful. It takes a lot to make the crowd, especially in Houston, get behind you this hard. Velveteen Dream did it. He got the entire crowd to cheer for him. And even though he lost, he looked great in defeat. There is something to a performer that can still get over despite a loss. The loss didn't matter here. I don't feel like Velveteen Dream looked weak in defeat at all. He looked stronger in defeat. I don't care that he lost. He has transcended winning and losing. That's how you know your character is over. When your character can transcend winning and losing, you got something. And I loved how after Aleister Black beats Velveteen Dream with the Black Mass, he does the whole Indian-style singing position, gets the microphone, and throughout the entire match, Velveteen Dream tried so hard. He beat him down. He tied him against the ropes. He pushed him to his limit to make him say his name. Aleister Black finally gives him the respect that he honestly deserved. He looked at Velveteen Dream and said, forgot what he said exactly, but I'm going to paraphrase. Now your name will live in infamy, Velveteen Dream. And he looked at him. He acknowledged him. He got what he wanted despite the fact that he lost. That to me was beautiful storytelling. Beautiful story. And that's what I want. And the crazy thing is, it's simple. It's a simple freaking story. We got a man named Aleister Black who doesn't talk, who is silent. And Velveteen Dream was enamored. He was obsessed almost with making him do the one thing that he doesn't do. A man that's silent. What if I can make him say my name? He did. He lost the match, but he made him say his name. This was a fantastic match. Easily match of the night. You can argue this was match of the night. Some of you may think that the WarGames match was match of the night. We'll get to that in just a second. But to me, this is my match of the night. Easily match of the night. Oh my God. Beautiful. I can't wait to see what happens with Velveteen Dream. Hell, they might have to go ahead and give him that championship. I would love for him to be the NXT champion. Love him to be a champion, period. All right, well, let's go ahead and go on. I've gushed over this match enough. Let's talk about the NXT Women's Championship. Fatal 4-Way. We got 4 women competing for the vacated championship. Kairi Sane, the winner of the, I was going to say Cruiserweight Classic. No, the Mae Young Classic. Peyton Royce, one half of Iconic with Billie Kay. Ember Moon, the hometown girl. Well, no, not hometown. Home state girl. She came from Dallas, Texas. Not Houston, Texas, but she came from Texas. And then Nikki Cross. Great match. I loved that double eclipse at the end. That was incredible. A double eclipse on Peyton Royce and Nikki Cross. I thought all 4 did a great job. I thought all of them looked wonderful. I thought, they had their spots worked out very well. There was a spot with Peyton Royce where she hit the fisherman, and Kairi Sane was off just like a half second, and the crowd kind of felt that was a 3, and we knew it was a botch spot. Although we could let that go. It didn't really matter to me. But that was like the only part of the match where I went, oh, that was a bit sloppy. But other than that, it was great. The right person won. I knew that Ember Moon had to win it here. Kairi Sane can win it down the road. Kairi didn't need to win this. She didn't lose. She wasn't pinned. The right person won the match, especially after her series of matches with Asuka. Ember Moon deserved to win this championship. And I love that at the end, Asuka was the one to give her the belt. Asuka came into the ring, who was there to watch Kairi Sane, and she presented the belt to Ember Moon. And I know a lot of fans didn't like that because they felt like, especially after seeing that, Ember Moon was supposed to beat Asuka. They still wished Ember had defeated Asuka. Personally, I'll be real with you. This is probably the best way to go about it. If she couldn't beat Asuka, why not have Asuka give her the belt? Why not have Asuka give her the belt this way? I think it's still cool. It also ties up the story. It has shown us that even though Ember couldn't beat Asuka, she has earned her respect, which to me speaks volumes. Really good storytelling, amazing match from all 4 women. I have to say that honestly, I think it was long overdue. I think Ember has been worthy of that championship since earlier this year, since Chicago maybe. But it was a long-term build-up, and she fought hard to get that belt. Let's see how long she holds it, because we all know eventually Kairi Sane is going to get it. But for right now, I'm perfectly fine with Ember holding it. Hell, she might hold that for a while. Let's go ahead and go on to the next match, which I believe is the NXT Championship. Yep. So, okay. We got a lot to talk about. In my preview, I told you guys to predict NXT the way we think they're going to do it is not always the safe bet. Because we really, really don't know how this thing is going to turn out. This is how I feel. NXT always likes to switch it up on us in some kind of fashion. They don't always give us the show that we predict it will be. When they do, it's still good, but Triple H likes to switch it up on us. And I kind of knew they were going to throw us a curveball. It was either going to be the NXT Women's Championship match where they gave the belt to a Peyton Royce or a Nikki Cross. Velveteen Dream was going to beat Aleister Black. Or we were going to get a new NXT champion. Guess which one happened? Yep, we got ourselves a new NXT champion. And it wasn't as I suspected it would be. And honestly, I don't think it was supposed to happen. Drew McIntyre, the champion, took on Andrade Cien with Zelina Vega Rosita from TNA. What happened in this match was unfortunate. At the end of the match, towards the end, McIntyre, I think, fell off the ropes and hit his groin. He tore his bicep. He injured himself during the match. And I think that is when they called the audible. An audible was called to get the belt off of Drew so he can take time off to heal. And that's the result of the match, which shockingly was Andrade Cien beating Drew McIntyre and becoming your new NXT champion. Personally, I like this. I don't like the fact that McIntyre got hurt. I think that sucks. I hate the fact that he's going to miss what seems like half a year to take care of that. But the good thing to come out of that, I think the call to put the belt on Almas personally was the best one. I personally think this really puts, not only does it put Almas over, it puts Zelina. Zelina has to be one of the best managers NXT has gotten in a long time. The fact that she took this man who was losing to jobbers on NXT. He was losing. He was on a losing streak. She got with him. She turned his life around. He went on a winning streak, and then he won the championship. Like, that's awesome. Like, she has to be getting phone calls from everybody. Can you manage me? Can you manage me? Can you manage me? Yeah. Zelina Vega. The pairing of Zelina and Almas is perfect. I think Almas is a better Del Rio than Del Rio was in WWE. In terms of, pure athleticism, the look, and the character, especially with Zelina. Hell yeah, I like Almas a lot better than Del Rio. I think Almas is going to be a great NXT champion. And the story is perfect. I like what they did with it. Yes, you can argue it came because of an audible call because McIntyre got hurt, but you know what? Regardless of how it happened, the story still fits. It was a good call. Some people are saying that it was supposed to happen. I don't know if it was supposed to happen. Maybe it was. We'll have to see. But regardless, I loved that it happened. He was a nobody. Again, he was a nobody just a few years ago. Maybe even last year. You put Zelina with him, and he just shot right to the top. This was a good decision. It was a shocking decision. It was a nice, oh my God, I can't believe that happened moment. And I want to see where it goes. With the way things are looking, we could be getting Andrade versus Gargano at Philadelphia. NXT Philadelphia. Let's go. Now, of course, I think Adam Cole is probably next in line, so we might get Adam Cole. Hell, we might do Cole, Gargano, Almas, and a fourth person. Who else would we put in the match? Strong? We'll have to see. I gotta talk about the camera angle of Andrade and Almas doing a moonsault off the top rope. We gotta talk about that moonsault. That was beautiful. That beautiful moonsault was awesome. Not as awesome as Zelina Vega doing a freaking a spiked Hurricane Rana on Drew McIntyre, and then the hammerlock DDT that led to an awesome near fall. And I remember the crowd just losing their minds over that, and even I went, "Oh, come on, man! Zelina is giving you the match." Honestly, I think he had to win. With the way Zelina was helping him out, he would have looked weak if he didn't win. He had to win this match. Oh my God. I just loved it. I loved it. I loved what they did with Andrade here, and I think he's going to be a great champion. I'm sold. It took me a while to get on board with him. I wasn't always the biggest fan of his, especially when he was a babyface. I was not feeling that babyface run. Wasn't feeling it. Then they turned him heel, and then he just exploded. He really took off with that heel run. So let's see what he does, man. Let's see what he does. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about WarGames. I had my reservations for this particular WarGames match. When I heard they were doing the shark cages, the fact that they were taking away the roof, and then, it reminded me too much of 1998's WarGames match. I was like, oh my God, 9 people, shark cages, and then a pinfall, a freaking pinfall, not submission or surrender, a pinfall. I was scared about this WarGames. But man, I got to give it to him. This match was insane. This match was nuts. And I love the slow build. I'm an old school fan. I love how it started off slow with Cole and Strong and Eric Young. It was just a regular match at first. And then it got progressively bigger as more people came in. As time went by, we got 2 people coming in. Not one person. Like in the first WarGames matches, they had 1 person come in. No, they split it off into, okay, after every 5 minutes, 2 more people will enter. And then until everybody got in there, you couldn't win the match. And then we go into the match beyond. And I love that. I still think that aspect of it just really makes the match work. But to me, what I love about this WarGames is that when the Authors of Pain came in, you had, of course, the first people to come in are the Undisputed Era. They come in, it's just them dominating everybody, just a regular match. And then AOP come in, and then it gets a little bit more exciting. They start throwing people around. It becomes a big man match. They start, destroying everybody in their own kind of way. And then SAnitY comes in, and then we get the weapons. We get steel chairs and tables and garbage cans and chains, and then it becomes a hardcore weapon match. And then it just gets crazy from that point forward. You see people hitting each other with chairs. We get freaking Towers of Doom spots. We get people slammed on the hardest part of the WarGames dual ring, because in between both rings is like this steel grate. We see people slammed on that. We see people thrown from one ring to another. We see people thrown into cages. We see people jumping off cages. We see people like Killian Dane. Killian Dane was amazing. This guy is a beast. Freaking jumping all over the place, diving off the top rope, doing a freaking coast to coast. He did Shane McMahon's coast to coast, Rob Van Dam's Van Terminator, whatever you want to call it. He jumped from one side of the ring to the other, drop kicking a trash can to someone's face. He's a big man. He's too big to be doing that, and it looked great. We see Authors of Pain just tossing people to and fro, a freaking collider with them ramming two members of SAnitY into Killian Dane, squishing him, and then slamming them on the freaking apron. A crazy spot where Alexander Wolf goes through a table and completely cuts himself open. There's a big gash over his head. He's bleeding. They have to get a towel inside the ring. He gets a big chant, Wolf, 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 Wolf. And then the freaking suplex off the top of the cage. So Adam Cole's on the cage, and they actually make a rule where you can't escape the cage, because if you do, your team automatically forfeits. Adam Cole didn't care. He was so scared that he tried to escape, and then there was drama with that. But we see Adam Cole on top of the cage, and then we see Roderick Strong climb up the cage. And we're all chanting, please don't die, please don't die. Roderick Strong beats him on top of the cage, hooks him in a freaking suplex, does a standing superplex off the cage onto everybody below. It looked sick. I can't tell you how amazing that spot looked. And then, oh my God, there were so many crazy things. A freaking German suplex through a table. Freaking Kyle O'Reilly did like an arm breaker with chains. A chain-assisted arm breaker. Freaking Eric Young did an elbow drop from one side, from one ring to the other ring. Like literally an elbow drop from this ring over here to the next ring. I can't even remember them all. You guys gotta remind me of some spots. I'm going to live chat here. Live chat, help me out here. I'm pretty sure I missed a spot here. I think I called them all. Did I call them all? Yeah, I think that was all of them. I'm pretty sure there wasn't. There was so many spots in there. Everybody looked great. The match was so well done that I feel all 9 competitors looked great coming out of it. I love Killian Dane more. I love Alexander Wolf more, especially since he cut himself open. Strong looked good. AOP looked great. The Undisputed Era especially looked really good. I also love seeing Killian Dane. There we go. Swallowing the key. Thank you. Live chat. He had a key to the cage, the door of the cage. Took it, swallowed it. Literally swallowed it. That's going to come out. That's going to hurt when that comes out, if you know what I mean. Man. The only thing else to talk about is the ending with Adam Cole hitting Eric Young with the kendo stick and then doing a shining wizard into a chair, knocking the chair into freaking Eric Young's face. A chair-assisted shining wizard. And he pins him with that. Quite frankly, if you was going to do a pinfall in a WarGames match, that's how you do it. Personally, I would have loved if they ended it on the suplex. If they would have ended it on the suplex, that would have been wonderful. The Undisputed See, I don't even like saying the Undisputed Era. That name is so wordy. I'll just say Undisputed. Undisputed won the match. They walk out with the victory. I love the show. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna quickly edit my vlog, put that up, and then rewatch the show before I go to bed. I gotta rewatch the show. I gotta see how it came across live, because it was a spectacular show. Spectacular NXT Takeover show. I'm definitely giving it an A. This show is an A show. I can't give it anything less. I personally think it's time that we just accept the fact that Triple H knows how to write a show better than the main roster, than Vince McMahon, than whoever's writing the show now. This man needs to take over. He needs to go ahead and take over. No pun intended. He needs to go ahead and take over. Just give him the keys to the castle. Just give him the keys. Because I'm serious. Just give him the keys to the castle. He knows how to put on a good show. This is a real wrestling show, man. Now, we have Survivor Series tomorrow night. I don't know if I'm going to go or not. If I don't go, I'll be here to review it. But give me your thoughts about NXT TakeOver, man. Give me your thoughts about this show. How do you feel about it? Did you think it was the best NXT TakeOver show, period? If not this show, where does it rank in the chronicle of all NXT TakeOver shows? Is it the first best? Is it the second best? Is it third, fifth, fourth? Where does it rank with the NXT TakeOver specials? What is your favorite match of the night? What is match of the night for you? What is your favorite match? What is the match of the night? What grade would you give it? You know what? I'm going to end it with that. Let's go to the live chat. Live chat. What grade would you give this show? And what is your match of the night? So grade and match of the night. So we're already getting some. This was a Joey Styles, oh my God, seal of approval show. So I'm guessing that means A+. A+, A+, A-, A. Everybody's just giving it an A. I give it a B+. Okay. Alex Williams gives it a B+. B+ for Stephen M. Velveteen Dream made me cream. This is from 15 Froggy, 015 Froggy. He said that. Even if Survivor Series is good tomorrow night, this show will still be better. That's from Mark Fanboy X. Astro Rocket says A+. Black versus Dream is his favorite match of the night. Let's see. Keith 6, A+. What's your favorite match, Keith? Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream is the match for I can't even pronounce your name, buddy. I'm gonna give it a shot. Is it Snug's Old Channel? Snug's Old Channel. I'm gonna go with that. Awesome Kid says Survivor Series is gonna suck tomorrow compared to this show. Jake says match of the night is WarGames. James Smith gives the show an A+. The Wrestling HQ gave it an A+. The Joker gives it a B+. Undisputed Era stole the show for Jake. I like that. Justin Long says WarGames was his favorite match, and he gave that show an A. Yeah, it was a good night to be a wrestling fan. I do agree with you, Seth. It was a really, really good night to be a wrestling fan. I'm getting a lot of A's, A's and A+. Man. Yeah, guys, I'm glad you enjoyed the show. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. This was definitely worth the price of admission. Go out of your way to see this show if you have not seen it. It was amazing, and I'm happy I got a chance to see it live. Will I go see Survivor Series live tomorrow? I don't know, but regardless, I will be up here to talk about it live. Let me get to this vlog so I can put it up, and then I will. Nope, I just turned it on. Some people are saying you didn't even take off your jacket. No, I didn't. I came home, turned on the camera, and just started recording, man, or broadcasting in this case. But yeah, good show. Awesome show. Let's see how Survivor Series lives up to it. Thank you guys for watching. subscribe, like the video. As always, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. If you would like to donate and help improve the quality of the channel, you can do it on PayPal or Patreon, or you can use the live chat, Super Chat, to do so. I will be up here tomorrow night for Survivor Series. Hopefully that show is just as good as this one, if it can be. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my vlog, but I'll see you next time right here in your boy, Deluxe World. I'm out of here. Peace.